Howdy, your resident caveman here. You see, I was told I should start incorporating a intro into my videos. We've given some listener feedback, so we're gonna try that one, see how it fits with the howdy caveman here. I was also suggested that I should maybe be a little happier in my videos, so I'll try to smile more. Okay, so off to the races. This is just a quick update with a couple interesting ideas. Joel and I shot a podcast yesterday with my good friend Marie, who is one of the few practicing professionals of a piece of the health industry known as biodecoding, and we get into all of that in the episode. It's very interesting. It has to do with the linkage between biology and trauma and how that manifests as disease in our bodies based on historical events. There's a great deal of overlap with the understanding of epigenetics, even though that doesn't come up specifically. So, from that, at the end of the episode, a couple of very interesting ideas came up. The first one had to do with our ability to survive without food. Marie tells us of a man that she met. I don't know if he wrote a book or not, but he was somewhat well known within the circle of those connected who had not eaten at that time for, I believe it was now 6 or 8 years, because he was able to harness the energy that surrounds us, which, depending on who you talk to, could be called the life force, the chi, Prana. As you start to learn more about the immense amount of energy and potential energy that is resides within our body, and what is invisible to us but surrounds us at all times. She even commented how she had done a couple different 21-day fasts and how you can do that and survive and thrive by harnessing the power around you. And in her explanation, I noticed some overlaps with other things I have been reading and learning about the last 2 or 3 years. And one of the big ones was how Dr. Cruz and other people have used the expression that we are beings of light. Cruz using it from more of a scientific standpoint. And then something that I had read in the Kabbalion, which is the modern take on the Hermetic text, that tried to describe the levels of vibration. And you've heard me talk about vibration before. And matter is vibration slowed down so much it becomes physical and visible. And as we go through the levels of vibration, right, moving into the invisible levels, then you have an object that turns into heat, and then you have like sound, and then it's going to kind of dissipate, and then it goes into the ether, and then a higher vibration theoretically goes into consciousness. Okay, so just like plants don't really eat food, they harness energy from the sun. They are also beings of light and have their own consciousness. We too thrive in the sun. And so if you can bring yourself to that level of connectedness, awareness, awakenness, however you want to describe it, then you are existing outside the realm for the need of the lowest form of vibration, which is food. This overlaps again when people talk about either their drug experiences, specifically the DMT, which is related to the out-of-body, or near-death experiences, which is the drug that's released when someone has a near-death experience. And they go to this other realm and they say beings of light and figures of color. And they exist in these realms where they don't eat food in the same sense that we do, and yet they exist because, well, it turns out we are all electrical, just like they are, except we exist in this physical material world, and therefore we eat food to derive energy. However, we can unlock the power to exist at an elevated state of consciousness and not have to eat. So I know I threw a lot at you, and I actually said there were going to be 2 topics, but I'm going to kind of leave it at that one for now because I forgot what the other one was, and that's a lot to digest. Pun intended. See, I can bring entertainment to this won't be so sullen. So that podcast will be coming out soonish. Very exciting stuff. I would say that one will have the most amount of new information, new in the sense that you may have not been exposed to these ideas before, even though I've kind of dabbled in some of the topics. And look forward to releasing that. Cheerio.